Okay, the Atlanta Hawks. Now we keep hearing stuff about Trae Young leaving, and then they're thinking of having Deontay Murray be the only one. But if anything, I don't know. I feel like the best situation for them would be to trade Trae Young and then have Dejounte Murray be the starting point guard. But in this situation, because everybody keeps saying like don't draft Czar, but if I'm the Atlanta Hawks, I'm getting Alexander Czar because I'm trading Clint Capella as well. It just makes sense to me. And imagine this: when they get Alex Czar, you have Jalen Johnson at the four with Alexander Czar at the five, and then you have Deontay Murray, Bogdan. I think yeah, it's Boyan Bogdanovic at the two with who's the three? I think Sadiq Bey. I'd keep Sadiq Bey, and that'd be an elite like backcourt with Jalen Johnson and Sar in the front, or maybe have Sar come off the bench and have Big O be there. What would you do, Pierre? Because either way, I'm taking Sar and I'm trading Trae Young and Clint Capella. You do a package of that, you guys got hella room. All right, the Washington Wizards. This one is the no-brainer to me. You already have Jordan Poole, you have Kyle Kuzma. I'm hearing stuff about them trying to trade Kyle Kuzma. But even if you do, you still have Denny Adbia. And if I'm the Wizards, I'm doing everything to keep Tyus Jones. And you have Martin Bagley III. I do not think it is smart to get another forward on this team already kind of full on small forwards. Like, I don't even know if he can play the four. I've looked at his tape. He's really good at shooting, but I wouldn't take him. The worry for me is you guys were small and the Lakers whooped your ass so many times because you're a small team. So if I were you guys, if I'm the Wizards, I'm taking Sarr could run the four. Yeah, he could run the three or the four. But if I'm them, I'm taking Donovan Clingan if I'm the Wizards. Tall, 7'2", 265 pounds. He could either start or come off the bench, and he's really good at his job. Like he literally he's either scoring or he's blocking shots or he's getting rebounds. Like he's the safest and best pick I think in my opinion for the Wizards. All right, the Rockets. This one's interesting because I don't understand why the Rockets would need Ricochet. I don't even understand why they would even need to pick because they already have a good team. Like, look at their roster. They have Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks. They already have another backup center just in case Alperen Sengun goes down again and Steven Adams. They have Jalen Green, which I think they should have traded, but I'm keeping so far because he really had a good finish to his season. They have Jabari Smith Jr., who I think is one of the best power forwards in the league to have on your team, besides Giannis and AD, yada, yada, yada. I just think he's a good player. You just got Amen Thompson. He's a good forward. Like, what would you do with this team? You have hella forwards on this team. Like, look, I might get a guard. Aaron Holiday, I don't think he's that good as a backup to Fred VanVleet. I don't even know who the heck Nate Hinton is. Jalen Green's the only other shooting guard on that team. I think Dylan Brooks is a four for this team. If anything, if I were to pick, like right here, for me, like my choice on this team's need, I'd take Rob Dillingham. Like to me, Rob Dillingham kind of seems like a Lou Williams. Seems like a good dude to have come off the bench for Fred VanVleet. Continue the pace. He gets buckets. I don't know. Like that's the only other person I can see. I mean, maybe Reed Shepard, maybe. But to me, what I've seen on the tape is he's a Stephen Curry. He's a sharpshooter. And I'm not saying that's bad to have, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I feel like you need another creator on this team. And I mean, Reed Shepard, he probably could create, but like what I'm seeing is he's a three-point shooter. If anything, I'm going for Rob Dillingham right here. So just in case, if I have to pick right here, I'm picking Rob Dillingham for the Rockets. I'm having to be the backup or the starter. You never know. Okay, the Spurs. This one's interesting. I think the Spurs are safe here. And depending on the Trae Young trade, if they trade this pick or not, if they don't end up trading this pick, I wouldn't take Nikola Topic. If I see Reed Shepard still on the board, I'm taking Reed Shepard. Sharpshooter, can space the floor. I understand you need a playmaker, but at the same time, you got to go with what's best here. Matas Buzelis, I don't think he fits for the Spurs. He's too big. I think he gets in the way. and especially since you got Jeremy Sachan and Victor Wembanyama here, along with Devin Vassell, like you already got some scorers over here. I don't really think you need a Montas Buzelis. Nikola Topic would fit here, but I feel like you can get him later. So I'm taking Reed Shepard, putting him right here. Detroit Pistons. This one, I kind of feel like the Pistons need to trade this pick. I just don't know who. Zach, French Connection. I just don't think you take Zach if you're the Rockets or the Spurs. The Spurs don't need him. The Spurs need guards. They really do. I know Trey Jones is there, but you need another guard. And with Trey Jones and Reed Shepard there, that's a Stephen Curry with a playmaker right there, bro. So I would take Reed Shepard to the Spurs. With the Pistons, this one's tricky because it's like, what else do you need? Like, if you look at the depth chart, you got Cade Cunningham, Marcus Sasser, and Malachi Flynn. You already have guards. I know they're not that good, but you have guards. You have shooting guards. You have forwards as well. Well, actually, you have some Asar Thompson and Simone Fontecchio. I don't even know if Troy Brown Jr. is going to stay there. If I was him, I'd get the hell out of Detroit. Power forwards, Isaiah Stewart and Taj Gibson, but I kind of count Isaiah Stewart as a center. And then you have Jalen Duren, James Wiseman, Isaiah Stewart, Taj Gibson. So I don't know. Would I take a 4? And would I just risk it and go for Zach? Or would I go for Dalton? Because to me, with this team, with the Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, and Jalen Duren are the guys I want to build around. You need a 4 if you're the Pistons, yeah. That's what I'm thinking about. So the 4 is here. Well, honestly, I don't think you even need a 4 because they're already a big team. And Asar Thompson can play the 4. He's a tough guy. Isaiah Stewart can play the 4. I think that if I'm the Pistons with this pick here, it's between Zachary Risache and Dalton Connect. Zachary Risache, really good three-point shooter, can score at will, but Dalton, I really feel like he could be a Klay Thompson-like player, bro. Like, I want to say he's one of the best scorers in this draft. Like, Dalton can score. Zachary Risache, he's a spot up, though. Dalton is not good for the Pistons. Why would he not be good? Like, I feel like he'd be decent for him. In my opinion, if I'm the owner or the team manager or basketball operations, whatever it is, I'm doing my best to put scores around Cade Cunningham. Now Zach would fit, but Dalton, you know how many assists Cade could get off of Dalton, man. But you know what? You do need more floor spacing, so you know what? I'm gonna go Zach here. All right, the Hornets. This one's interesting. I don't know why it says centers are severe. They don't really need centers. They have Mark Williams, Nick Richards, and Marquise Bolden. They're really good centers. I've seen Dalton in person. He won't be good. You really feel like that, Pierre? I feel like he will. That man can score. All right, I'm not paying attention to centers for the Hornets. You guys don't need centers. I'm looking at either the power forward or small forward position. It's funny how many teams need forwards right here, bro. It's crazy. Now, LaMelo Ball, at first, before they got Trey Mann, I was thinking they need to get another guard because whenever LaMelo Ball went down, they'd have some whack-ass guard or they'd have Scary Terry take the guard duties. But they look fine now. They have Trey Mann, and I don't know how that Misic, he was really good for fantasy. I don't know how he played in real life, but I'm looking at the shooting guard in the small forward positions. I'm looking at who do I want to put next to these guys when they are in trouble. Now, Nikola Topic makes no sense to put on this team. He's a playmaker. He won't be good for the Pistons. Oh, I feel you. All right. Nikola Topic is a playmaker, really good, and a really good free throw shooter too. But I don't feel like they need any more guards at this point, or point guards. Montas Buzelis, he's not bad, but I feel like he need the ball too much. Dalton Connect here. I actually wouldn't mind this. You have Miles Bridges, you have Brandon Miller, you have Cody Martin. Not bad. You have Nick Smith Jr. What other forwards do they have that are good? I don't really care about Davis Bertans. Grant Williams can play the 4, so it doesn't matter. Honestly, I might look for a shooting guard or a. I need to look for a scorer here. I need to put as many scores as possible with LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges. And if I'm doing that, I feel like Dalton makes sense to go here. I wouldn't go for Cody Williams. He's not really a scorer like that, but he has defensive upside. Dalton is a scorer, but struggles with a player his size, very weak. So then, yeah, you put him at the shooting guard. So honestly, if I'm the Hornets, I'm taking Dalton Connect. Stephen Castle wants to be the point guard, and it's not going to work on this team. I'd rather have Trey Mann and LaMelo Ball dribble the ball than Stephen Castle. He's good though, but I want to put Dalton here with the Hornets. Okay, not good defense either. Well, I mean, he has some defensive potential. If he learns how to use his body the right way, probably. All right, this is the Trailblazers pick. And I was thinking about this. That's why I was having the conversation, because I'm like, do the Trailblazers keep this pick or trade it? And I'm like, you can't really trade it. And I do everything in my power to try to keep Jeremiah Grant, DeAndre Ayton, Robert Williams III. I don't know about Malcolm Brogdon, but you're already good on guards. You have you have Scoot Henderson, Anthony Simons, Shaden Sharp. Shaden Sharp can play the 2 or the 3. I don't know what they're going to do with Matisse Thybulle. If anything, I'll let him walk. Would I get another guard? Or would I get a forward? And honestly, thinking about this, for the Trailblazers, looking at it, Jeremiah Grant is the only good power forward here. And then over here, I don't know why they have Chris Murray at the small forward. I'd classify him as a power forward. Same with Jabari Walker. I'd probably try to get a 3. And that 3, I feel like that works for them, is Matas Buzelis. I don't know how to say his name. Don't kill me. But I really do feel like Matas Buzelis fits in this. Because imagine this. Scoot Henderson at the 1. I don't know where Malcolm Brogdon goes. Anthony Simons at the 2. I don't even know who you start at the 3. I mean, do you want to put Jeremiah Grant at the 3 and then have Robert Williams III be the 4? And then make it weird and then have DeAndre Ayton be the 5? Have a little Lauri Markkanen, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley type thing? Just big forwards on the line? Or do you want to put SF for sure? Yeah. So you know what? I'd have Jeremiah Grant go to the 4, and just have Jeremiah Grant go to the 3 and have Matas Buzelis get over here. So boom. It just makes sense for Matas to go to the Trailblazers. Just makes sense for me. Alright. The Spurs, once again. Now look at this. Look at this. There was no reason for those other teams to take Nikola Topic. That's why I'm like, why even draft him at 4? Everybody knows Reed Sheppard. If Reed Sheppard is left on the board if the Spurs skip over him, I don't even think, like, they'll grab Reed Sheppard, but I don't think anybody needs Nikola Topic like that. Like, there's too many starting guards in the league. So, no brainer. Get me Nikola Topic on the Spurs. Boom. So now you have Reed Sheppard and Nikola Topic next to Victor Wembanyama. And I want to say Devin Vassell. I feel like Devin Vassell is the second best player on this team. Memphis Grizzlies. This one's a tough pick because I don't understand why they would want Stephen Castle to come to this team. You have Ja Morant, Jordan Goodwin, Marcus Smart, and Scottie Pippen Jr. Like, those are 4 guards I would definitely keep on this team. Then you have Desmond Bane, John Conchar, and Vince Williams Jr. really proved himself. And then you have Luke Kennard. Like, there's no reason to get another guard on this team. Only thing I see to upgrade is the forward spots or even the center position. Because it's just Jaren Jackson Jr. and Trey Jamison is not good. He is not good. He's just a tall, strong dude. He's not really like that. So, and then G.G. Jackson too. That's the only other forward I see. Brandon Clark's good, but you don't know if he's going to get injured again. Santi Aldama, I don't see a future with him. Jake LaRavia, very good 3-point shooter. This was where I thought Dalton was good. I just don't see Dalton falling this low. Like, I feel like he's better than this. And I mean, I don't know. You need a three or a four, maybe even a center if you're in this position. So I mean, would I be weird if I were the Memphis Grizzlies? Would I keep this pick and get Zach Edey, or would I be safe and get Ron Holland? Because Zach Edey with Ja Morant would give me some Russell Westbrook and Steven Adams vibes, with Jaren Jackson Jr. being Serge Ibaka. I would actually like that. I think that would be fun. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Because if I were them, the safe pick is Ron Holland. Energy guy, defensive upside. I heard he can shoot a little bit too. But Zach Edey with Jaren Jackson Jr., I just oof. I don't see why they'd get Cody Williams. It just doesn't make sense to send him here. You already have Zaire Williams. Uh well, I don't know. I feel like the Memphis Grizzlies are risk takers. If they're keeping the pick, if they don't trade it, I might go Zach Edey. I would really like Zach Edey, bro. I understand Rom, but look at it, bro. You already have Zaire Williams, Yuta Watanabe, and you already have other guys who can play this position. Like, would Ron Horn actually get playing time? You know what? Safe pick. Let's go, Ron. Ron, you are a Memphis Grizzly. Utah Jazz. Now, this is the one where I was like, you got to pick up a forward, because look at this. Now, I know Lauri Markkanen plays a small forward, but at the same time, Bryce Sensabaugh being his replacement is not good enough for me, bro. Like, Steven Castle, I would like to see on this team. I feel like it'd work. If Colin Sexton goes out, I think that Taylor Horton Tucker wouldn't really be a viable option. He hasn't been that good. Steven Castle could replace that role, but to be honest, I kind of feel like Cody Williams would go here. I feel like Williams would be good for this team. They lost Simone Fontecchio, and that was the dude who was playing the three with Lauri Markkanen at the four. But, Cody Williams or Steven Castle? I'm definitely not picking up Isaiah Collier. There's no reason. I'm way more high on Keontae George. I like Keontae George. I'm mad the Lakers didn't pick him up. I would go. You kind of need more defense. I mean, yeah, Walter wouldn't be bad here, but I don't know. I like Jacoby Walter, but I don't feel like he fits on what they're trying to do. And they already have Johnny Juzang and Jordan Clarkson. And I know they're going to try to trade Jordan Clarkson, but they have Chris Dunn and Keontae George. I feel like they have too many guards. And I feel like Cody Williams could be that one guy who's a shooting guard, small forward for them, and he could actually play a little. He has defensive upside too. So, I'd go Williams here. I'd go Williams. I like Jacoby Walter, but Williams just makes sense for the Utah Jazz. All right, the Chicago Bulls. Now, you guys have to hit on this one because the last couple. Who were the guys that drafted? Kobe White was the only one where I was like, okay, along with Ayo Dosunmu. But they haven't really been hitting. Julian Phillips, he's okay. What's the other dude's name? Who's iffy? Forgot his name. What was his? Oh, Dalen Terry. They have him as a shooting guard? I thought he was a small forward. Interesting. So would you get a Jacoby Walter and have him be a spot up? Well, actually, no, because you already have a whole bunch of guards here, too. You have, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. You have Alex Caruso, Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu. And honestly, if I'm the Bulls, I'd actually shop Alex Caruso because he is older and Ayo Dosunmu does the same thing that Alex Caruso does, especially on less minutes. So you're already covered on guards. Would you get Zach Edey here? Because look at the centers, and I keep hearing stuff about Andre Drummond, his market going up. Keep hearing stuff about Nikola Vucevic. Huh. kind of feel like Zach Edey makes sense to go here because they already have a whole bunch of outside shooting. The problem is the interior defense. Nikola Vucevic is in the defender. He's a rebounder. Andre Drummond, he's done a little better, but he's the same thing as well. If you lose one of those guys, you kind of need somebody who can lock down the paint. So interior defense is what I'm prioritizing here. And honestly, I'm going with Zach Edey. 306 pounds? Oh my goodness, bro. Almost like Shaq. All right, let's see here. OKC. This one is the biggest no-brainer. I say trade pick possibly. Honestly, yeah, but I mean, if you're Chicago, you kind of want to get younger. I feel like getting Zach Edey would be really good for them. Gives them interior defense and a future. 306 pounds, you can't really, well, 7'4" and 306 pounds, you can't really teach that, bro. It's going to be hard to score on Zach Edey when he comes in. Obviously, I keep telling Anthony this on the podcast, and I hope that the Oklahoma City Thunder GM listens to it, because I really do feel like Kyle Filipowski is the best pick for them. Like, I don't think Jalen Williams or Kenrich Williams should be power forwards. I think they should be small forwards, just heavy small forwards. And I feel like Kyle Filipowski next to Chet Holmgren would just be elite. If Devin Carter falls to Lakers, you take him. I like Devin Carter, but I don't even think we should even keep our pick, bro. I want to trade the number 17th pick. One sec. I'm getting Kyle Filipowski right here. Doesn't make sense to get any of these guys under... How tall is Jalen Williams? 6'7", 6'8". You need somebody who's tall, bro. I would take Tristan da Silva. I think he would be good here. But Kyle Filipowski just fits what the Oklahoma City Thunder are trying to do. He's a Lauri Markkanen, and I've been trying to get... I've been saying OKC should trade for Lauri Markkanen, so why not get a new one? Kyle Filipowski to the OKC. Boom. 16 points, 8 rebounds. You're going to love him. Okay, the Sacramento Kings. This one is interesting. Davion Mitchell, Jordan Ford. You're probably losing Malik Monk, but Keon Ellis and Kobe Jones are there too. And Kevin Huerter. So you're fine there. You're fine at the shooting guard position. The small forward position, Keegan Murray, Kessler Edwards, Chris Doherty. I count Chris Doherty as a shooting guard, man. I don't think he's that good as a 3, but I mean, I guess. Kessler Edwards I like for the Kings. So I think you're fine there. Domantas Sabonis is a power forward. It makes sense, but I'd put him in the center's position. And JaVale McGee and Alex Len. I can't stand Alex Len. He's trash. He's not good. Harrison Barnes, he can play the 3 or the 4 defensively. Sasha Vencevkov and Trey Lyles, they're even good at this position. So what would you do here? Would you get a 3 or a 4? Because I think the center position, unless they get rid of Alex Len, I don't know why you'd get a center right here. Or would you get Tristan da Silva? Get a combination or go small ball. Isn't Sabonis a center? I thought he was a center, but they have him listed as a power forward. That doesn't make any sense to me. How much money is... Because I know that they can't pay Malik Monk, or they're trying to, but they're going to get hard capped if they do. So, even if Malik Monk leaves, you're fine. So would you get a backup point guard and try to get rid of Davion Mitchell? Because he was not... They kind of need a center. I was thinking about that, but you got to look at the guard position too. Because they don't really have playmakers. Malik Monk is the other guy, but I don't even know if he's going to return. So just in case, if this is the team that they're keeping, I'm looking at a power forward or a center. All right. What is below? What type of centers do we have in this range? They have Yves Missy. Or I don't even know how to say his name. My bad. Yves Missy. Tidjane Salon. Tristan da Silva. Bobby Klintman. I'm hearing about him. Kind of Lokela Ware. He just doesn't make sense for this team. The bright side is, since draft class isn't crazy, they should look for more depth, so a backup PG or power forward center So would you go Devin Carter here? Because honestly, I mean, Devin Carter is a definitely a better rebounder than Davion Mitchell. I don't know if he's a better 3 point shooter. I haven't seen too much of Davion Mitchell. I don't really watch Queens games like that. I'm not a huge fan, Laker fan here. They're always talking trash. But I could see. I don't see Jacoby Walter going here. I don't see a reason to get a shooting guard. Stephen Castle would be pretty cool here. Ware sucks, but are you kidding? I've seen some of his tape. He wouldn't be that bad as a backup center for the Kings. He'd be a good energy guy. Pierre, you hate these guys. He's a locker room cancer? Oh, shoot. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think they're fine. But I don't know. I wouldn't take Hello Ware this early. I wouldn't. There's no point. So I'm either taking Tidjane Salon or I'm taking Devin Carter. Now, if do are they in win now mode? Because they've been saying they've been in win now mode for the last 6 years. So I don't know. Do you get another forward or do you get a guard that can definitely give you defense and rebounding? He's 16'8". That's crazy. Look at that, 16'8". Then you got 6'10". I'm just playing, but I don't know what his playmaking is like. But I did kind of like Tid Jane going to the Queens. I kind of did like that. Oh, and they're also under the tax, so I mean they could pay Malik Monk. Uh, Shoot, this one's tricky because I'm looking at Stephen Castle, Tid Jane Salon, and Devin Carter. Now, if Stephen Castle really wants to be a point guard, this would be a good team to go to because Davion Mitchell hasn't really stepped up in that spot. Malik Monk has been more of a backup point guard for De'Aaron Fox in that case. But just in case Malik Monk leaves, I feel like you go with Stephen Castle here. I mean, you're already at pick 13. I feel like he's dropped a little too much. He's a good player. I think you take Stephen Castle here. Get a guy. I classify him as a Marcus Smart type dude. I know Devin Carter has been classified that, but this guy, 6'6", 215 pounds, and he wants to play point guard. This has got to be, yeah. This is where I take Stephen Castle. Oh, we back with the Trailblazers. Pick number 14. So we have Matas Buzelis. We have our small forward. Now what do we upgrade? Do we get the best next player, which is a whole bunch of guards, or do we get a forward or center? Now, I was thinking about this because I did kind of like the idea of one of these two going here. I don't think you get a center. Scratch that. You have all these centers right here. And then Duop Reef, he really proved himself. I was impressed with how he played. He has floor spacing potential, and he's really aggressive on defense. He kind of reminds me of a faster, what's his name, played for us, a faster Wenyen Gabriel. So, if anything, I have Matas Buzelis. I kind of would take another guard. Oh, you want another wing? I kind of want a guard because I like these guards right here, especially Jared McCain. Imagine Jared McCain as your backup shooting guard. Or Tristan Da Silva. I think it's between these guys right here. Because I don't know about Tid Jane. I just feel like you guys already have enough hustlers on this team, and that's what Tid Jane is to me. I feel like you guys got to either get a more depth for wing because if one falls, you have a backup. But I mean, look at this. You already have a whole bunch of backups. You have, well, I didn't even know you had Rondé Hollis Jefferson on this team. You have Chris Murray, Jabari Walker. You have, I didn't even know you had TJ Leaf. Shout out UCLA. You have Tumani Kamara, Jeremiah Grant. You have guys who can play the 3 and the 4. And you have Robert Williams III too, who can play the 4. And Duop Reef. Unless it's an SG-SF combo. Huh. So would you take Jacoby Walter here? We just don't need a guard. That is true. So Jacoby Walter, he could be that guy. Or Tristan Da Silva. So Jacoby Walter, really good 3-point shooter. I don't know how his defense is. I was hearing some he say, she say on that part. I know Tristan Da Silva, though. People keep talking about him like he's ready for the NBA. Take Walter. He's a wing and not an SG, like what the website says. Yeah, I thought he was a small forward. They keep putting these positions smaller than they're supposed to be. And Kamara is a three, Walker is a four. We need a shooter. Okay, then Jacoby Walter is the best person for you here. Boom. He's a shooter. People were saying he might be the best shooter in the draft besides Jared McCain. The Miami Heat. This is one of my favorite teams. I just respect what they do. I respect how they look at players. Now let's look here. They're def. They have Scary Terry. They have... I don't know why I thought one person was here, but he's not. They have Scary Terry, Dylan Wright. Two really good guards. People sleep on Dylan Wright. They have Tyler Hero, Josh Richardson. I don't know why they're putting Dwayne Wade here. Dwayne Wade's not on the team. Duncan Robinson, but I think he's a three. I kind of want to classify him as a two, even though he's 6'7", but he's a three. Jaime Jaquez, Jimmy Butler. Yes, he's a three. Caleb Martin. So the forward position is fine. Nikola Jovic, Haywood Highsmith, Kevin Love. Would you take a center here, actually? Or would you take a guard? I know they keep talking about Devin Carter. And I know that Bam Adebayo's fine. He's a healthy dude. And maybe they give Thomas Bryant or Orlando Robinson more space. But I don't know. Do you really take Devin Carter here? Like, that's what I keep thinking. Also, I don't know where Hollis Jefferson came from. Dude didn't play for us. I don't know. He was just right there. But Edie could have gone here as a backup, and the Heat love those old guys in the draft. Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think they take Tristan da Silva. It doesn't make sense. But a part of me was wondering if they could do this. Scary Terry at the 1, Tyler Hero at the 2, Jimmy Butler at the 3, Bam Adebayo at the 4, and then get a center. Because I kind of want a taller person for them. I know Bam Adebayo's big and plays big, and he's 6'9", so it doesn't matter. But I kind of would like to see him play the 4, and then have another bigger guy right there. Like, have him be like AD. Yeah, so this thing is screwed up because we don't have Hollis Jefferson anymore, and they got D Wade here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this, but it's whatever. So, honestly, Patty Mills, he's on his way out. So it might make sense to get Devin Carter. If they pick up Isaiah Collier over Devin Carter, I'm going to cry, bro. So you know what? I'm going to go get Devin Carter here because they do love playing zone. And this kid right here, like, look at this. He's not 16'8". He's 6'3" or 4. I forgot what he is, but look at these rebounds. He averaged 9 rebounds a game with 20 points as a guard. That is really good. So you know what? I'm bringing that to Miami. The Philadelphia 76ers. Yeah, so the thing, oh, my bad, I already read that part. 76ers. What the heck do you do here, bro? Because the only person I know who is definitely gone, and the report came out that they're trying to sign Kelly Oubre Jr., Nicholas Batum, and I forgot who the other guy was. Obviously, they're going to keep Buddy Hield. And I don't know who Ricky Council, the fourth is. I don't know who the heck that kid is. And then I don't know about Kyle Lowry. I heard they might get him back. I kind of like their guards, Cameron Payne, Kyle Lowry, Tyrese Maxey. Those are kind of the type of guards you need around Joel Embiid. And then I don't think they need another center. Paul Reed, Dwayne Dedmon, and Mo Bamba are fine for them. I think you try to improve the 4 here. I think you get a 4. Either a 4 or a shooting guard. RHJ hasn't played in the NBA since 2021. I don't know why he's on your team then. That's weird. Okay, so if I'm the Sixers, you guys were already a good team. It's just that Joel Embiid got hurt. So would you already get a person like Tristan da Silva, just get another forward here, and then have him help you out? Because I know Tristan da Silva plays well with big guards. I mean, big centers. Or would you get Jared McCain? Because I feel like Jared McCain would be good for the culture over in Philly. But at the same time, Tristan da Silva, he's a forward that can replace Tobias Harris. And then you wouldn't really miss him. Hmm. Or Kevin McCullough Jr., but I don't really see a need for him. I'm not getting Isaiah Collier. That's for sure. There's no reason for him. I don't even know why he's this high up in the draft, bro. I don't see him being that good. So I feel like a good pick for this team would be Tristan da Silva. Just go big. Keep getting bigger. Boom. 6'9", 200 pounds. Man. So if anything, he's the weight of a small forward, but he plays the power forward. I heard they're trying to trade Toby. Who's Toby? Am I tripping? Who's Toby? Never mind. All right, so this is now the Lakers pick because the Pelicans wanted our 2025. I guess they think they're going to get Cooper Flag, but I doubt it. Uh, Now they're going to get rid of Brandon Ingram. Question is, we don't know where. I think that's a stupid idea because Brandon Ingram has been a better player than Zion. I know in those last couple games Zion was better, but Ingram's been taking you guys places. He's been here. But whatever. So Zion, CJ, you've Trey Murphy now as your best small forward since Brandon Ingram's going to be gone. Along with Najee Marshall back there. And you have Matt Ryan. I don't know. I think no matter what for the Pelicans, you got to get a center because Jonas Valanciunas is gone as well. And you already have a big team. Or would you get a point guard? I mean, Jose Alvarado, I feel like could start, and Dyson Daniels could do a good job starting, unless you want to have CJ be the shooting guard. I mean, the point guard. But I don't know. Oh, Tobias Harris. My bad. I was like, why are you saying Toby? Yeah, they're definitely trading Tobias Harris. That last game he had with 3 rebounds, 2 assists, that was terrible. That was unbelievable. So if I'm the Pelicans, I'm looking to go bigger because that's what killed them a lot of times when they were playing other teams. I know OKC whooped the shit out of them, but that's because Zion went down and then you didn't really have anything else. Would you get a floor spacing big or CJ has been the PF usually? Oh, I was like power forward. Oh, point guard. I was like, Zach, you good? I'm just playing. So honestly, the guard position might be good here because you have Jordan Hawkins too, and he's really good at shooting. And then CJ could play the guard position. So if anything, I'm getting a center. And I know Yves Missy is here, but honestly, I kind of feel like Kelly Ware would be nice to have on this team. I feel like he'd be really good. Nah, you good. To me, it's between Kelly Ware and Yves Missy. Tyler Smith, I like him, but there's no reason to get him. You already have enough forwards. Missy is a really good. He's like Clint Capella. He is like Clint Capella. But would you go for Kelly Ware and get some offense in there or get some defense? I feel like it's defense, offense. And I'm thinking about the spacing with Zion too, because Zion needs the whole floor, bro. That man cannot shoot. Kelly Ware can space the floor out. I don't know if Missy can shoot. I know Kelly Ware can do it though. Hmm. You know what? I'm gonna go with Missy. I feel like Missy makes a lot of sense for this team. 6'11", 223. Bro, what is with these underweight centers, man? Jackson Hayes weighs more than these guys. Ain't no way he averaged 6 rebounds, bro. Ain't no way. 11.6 rebounds. 61% from the field goal, though, so I'll take that. Boom. I'm just going to put you as Missy there. The Orlando Magic. Oh, wait, that was the Lakers pick. What am I doing? Either way, we needed a center anyways. Yves Missy, but we're trading the pick. It doesn't matter. I don't know who, though. Kind of want to trade the pick to either the Raptors or the... What's it called? I want to either trade the pick to the Raptors or the Hornets. Raptors or Hornets. Those are the two teams I want to trade it for because I either want Nick Richards or Jaden McDaniels. Okay. Orlando Magic. So I keep hearing stuff about Klay Thompson. Keep hearing how they want to sign him or Paul George. I don't think Paul George is going there. I think Paul George should go to the Sixers. It makes the most sense to me. Orlando, you have guards. I keep hearing stuff about you need shooting, even though Jet Howard's there, but Jet Howard's not getting playing time. Chimo Kiki, I would let him walk. I really want the Lakers to get Goga Batadze. I really like him. His defense is really good because, you need more floor spacing anyways. So what would I do if I'm the Orlando Magic? Would I get another guard or would I get a shooter? And if so, Jared McCain seems like the best. Missy cannot shoot, and he was a backup, I think. Oh, he was a backup? Then why the hell is he in the draft? Damn. Never mind. It doesn't matter. That was a giveaway. Giveaway little pickup. My bad. I honestly would go Jared McCain right here. Jared McCain or Kevin McCullough Jr. It makes sense to me. Because with Jared McCain, it's so tough because I forgot the Lakers pick was there, but I don't think we should get a guard, so it wouldn't make sense to get Jared McCain right there. But here, if you put Jared McCain on this team, kind of solves your point guard little problem you were having for a second, because I don't know what they're doing with Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz, and Anthony Black. There were times Anthony Black started. There were times Markelle Fultz started. There were times Cole Anthony started. I don't know. I feel like you get what you feel like is the most identifiable point guard here, like the person who's definitely going to be a point guard. And Kevin was an iffy shooter. Yeah, he's more 3 and D, but you got to think about it too. They have 66.8 million, or they have 36 million in cap space. They have enough room to get a veteran, bring him in. They could get one of these guys on a rookie deal. So I don't want Isaiah Collier. I don't feel like that's smart. I want the next best shooter in the draft. I want as much 3-point shooting around Paolo Banchero as possible. So I'm getting Jared McCain. I feel like that makes the most sense. Oh, he's 200 pounds? Okay. All right, the Toronto Raptors. Now you have to pick if you're the Raptors. You're in the rebuilding phase, bro. You're building around Scotty Barnes. So I'm thinking about Scotty Barnes. I'm thinking about what's his play style. The strongest thing he can do, he can play defense and he can play make. Those are the two things he can do really well. So if I am the Raptors, I know Emmanuel Quickly. I do everything in my power to keep him here. I do everything in my power to try to keep Gary Trent Jr. here. Forward positions, Jordan Noir, really good scorer. Jalen McDaniels, he didn't really get a lot of playing time that I know. He's the brother of Jaden McDaniels. I feel like he could be like Jaden McDaniels. I kind of want him on the Lakers, but I'd keep him if I were the Raptors. Jonte Porter, man, you fucked up big time. You're an idiot. This man would have gotten so much money. 10 million maybe if he played that well for the Raptors. He could have finessed the Raptors, but he decided to place a bet and be banned for life. So, Chris Boucher, I keep hearing they're going to trade him. Your centers are fine. You don't even need to be... Oh, Malik Williams. Huh. You don't really need to look at the center position. So, would you get experience or would you get somebody young? I feel like maybe improving the small forward position would be good. And if that's the case, I'm looking at... Is this where we get Tid Jane or Tyler Smith? Because they're really good forwards, but do they space the floor enough for Scotty Barnes? Kevin McCullough would make sense to go here. Or Keyshawn George. There's a lot of guys they could get here. This is a good pick for the Raptors. This is really good. There's a lot of really good people still on the board. So you know what? I'm going to get Kevin here. Get more floor spacing around Scotty Barnes. Treat him like Kate Cunningham. Grassy Dick and Kevin have chemistry. Oh, okay, then why not? Bring him here. Bring him home. The Cleveland Cavaliers, man. So now you got to figure this out because you gotta see if you can lock down Donovan Mitchell or if you're keeping Darius Garland. If you lock down Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland's gone. You talk to the Spurs about that. But I'm not touching the small forwards. I'm not touching the power forwards. I'm not touching the centers, even though I keep hearing stuff about Jared Allen. I keep hearing that they're gonna put Evan Mobley at the center in the future because Jared Allen might be leaving. So, hmm. Karis LeVert already handles the point guard duties whenever Donovan Mitchell goes out. He helps. Craig Porter Jr. is really good too. Hmm. So if anything, I would get a forward here. I would get a forward. As much as I said at the beginning, don't touch it. I don't know about point guard. Isaiah Collier, I don't know. Because I feel like you need more shooting, maybe a little bit more defense. Because I like Craig Porter Jr., but is he ready for it? And I mean, if you have to say that, then who's ready on this list to be a point guard for the Cavaliers then? Would you get Carlton Carrington? Because I actually do like that dude. Carrington's really good. But then again, I keep hearing stuff about how they might get Brandon Ingram. So actually, it would make sense to get a point guard or a guard. Hmm. So Isaiah Collier might get picked up here. Isaiah Collier or Carlton Carrington. So what would you guys do? Because now you have a whole bunch of scorers on the team. Brandon Ingram, Donovan Mitchell, maybe. Then you got Evan Mobley moving to the center. So honestly, you're going to need a passer. If you're going to need a cat, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm taking Isaiah. At pick number 20. I don't know why he's so high on the board. I don't think he's that good. I think he's a decent passer, but I don't know. I wouldn't take him that high. All right, the Pelicans. Once again, so we picked up a center for the Pelicans, but the Lakers have this pick. So technically they don't have Yves Missy. Just think about it as they don't have a center right now. What do you do if you are the Pelicans right here? Now Brandon Ingram's gone. Zion Williamson's in. That is true. You can work on the finishing. So what do you do here? So if I am the Pelicans, I might look at Keyshawn George or Bob Klitman. I think this is where one of these guys get picked up. I was thinking about where. This is a good pick right here. Actually, scratch that. Don't get a guard. That is true. You need more room for. Actually, they have Herb Jones and Trey Murphy the third, so they're kind of good on forwards. So I think it would make sense to get a power forward or a center. I feel like Bobby could play the power forward though. I'm looking at Bobby, Keyshawn George, and Kel'el Ware. I don't know. I feel like I'm doing these guys a disjustice or something, whatever the word is, because I feel like they should be picked up by now. But then again, because I mean, one of these guys I feel like would be a good backup for Zion when he's off the floor. But Kel'el Ware, Hmm. Tidjane, Tyler, Kella Ware, or Keyshawn George. Maybe even Bobby too. There's so many guys you could pick up right here. All right, so you know what? I'm gonna go with Ware. I feel like that's a good center. I feel like he's a like just a good person to take right there. All right, the Suns. I'm surprised they even have a pick right here. I thought their pick was gone. So obviously you need a guard if you're the Suns, because you have everything else. Everything. The only thing that was missing was a point guard. Salon. I mean, I was thinking about Salon there. I was thinking Salon could go there, but I don't. I don't feel like. I don't know. I feel like you got to get as many centers as possible. Just rebuild on centers. Jonas Valanciunas is gone. They didn't want to sign him, so you got to get another center. Hmm. So you're good on forwards. You have Kevin Durant and Royce O'Neal is definitely going back to the. Well, I mean, the Suns want to sign him back. I don't know if he is. And Nasir Little, you're good on. Well, I don't even know what the power forward thing is, but Kolek can play that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Kolek to the Suns is perfect. This dude is probably one of my favorite players, and I can't wait to see where he goes in this draft. Tyler Kolek is like a smaller version of Austin Reeves, and that is who you want on the Suns. If I'm the Suns, I'm getting Tyler Kolek. There's no other reason to not get him. The Bucks. Now this one's gonna be funny because with the Bucks, I feel like any of these picks are gonna be good picks for them because they're old. Like all of the Bucks, think about it. Old, 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 young. I don't know who that is. Old, 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 young, but they barely play him. Old, 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 old. You need somebody young. Just get somebody young. Let me look at this full list before I do anything stupid. So now you have Giannis, Bobby Portis, Brooke Lopez, and you're also in the luxury. You're over the tax by 11.5 million. So I think that's. Are they in the first apron or the second apron? Either way, I don't know. I feel like you go for a forward. Yeah, you go for a wing or a forward. So would you get Tid Jane or would you get Tyler Smith, Bobby Klitman, or Keyshawn George? Because Giannis can play the center position. You need a person who could get rebounds as well. Wait, Myers Leonard is not a Celtic. LOL. Oh no, this is the Bucks. This is the Milwaukee Bucks. Smith. I feel like Smith would be good here. I feel like he would, but I don't know. I'm not looking at guards though for sure. I think you got to get into the power forward. Yeah, this is tough because look. Tid Jane Salon, Tyler Smith, Bobby Klitman. They're still on the board. I actually was thinking about Johnny Furphy here. I mean Bucks. Oh, okay, my bad. um, who is going? Because I feel like the thing that was missing from this team was defense. So who is going to give them the best shot to get back to defense? Well, honestly, they're gonna keep Brooke Lopez. I don't feel like that. Well, actually, that I think they would trade Brooke Lopez because Bobby means way more to the team than Brooke Lopez. That's the culture. So honestly, if I were them, I'd trade Brooke Lopez, and then I wouldn't even have a center. I just have Giannis. I just have a whole bunch of big people on this team. I wouldn't even care. So if I am them, I'm either going with these three. I'm going with these three right here. They're all 6'10". Let me see the profile. 6'10", 207 pounds. What were his stats? I don't even see. Oh, okay. Stats: 9 points, 4 rebounds, 35% from the 3-point line. Interesting. Shades of Keegan Murray, Taylor Hendricks, Terry Cummings. That's really good. Bobby Portis is a wing power forward. I feel like he's more of a power forward center, though. I also think having a shooting center like Lopez is a lot more valuable. It is valuable, but at the same time, I feel like they're gonna lose one of these guys because they're either in the second apron or in the first apron, and I know they're gonna have to trade one of these guys to get out of it. Now Bobby, I know they got to give him a new contract, and then Brook Lopez, he's gonna be on the expiring soon, and he's old. And I understand he's a really good defensive player, but at the same time, I feel like you gotta prioritize forwards for this one. So you know what? I'm gonna take a risk and go with Bobby. I feel like Bobby could be good for this team. I'm gonna draft Bobby. I'm gonna take him here. Let's see if Giannis can bend him into shape. They should maybe trade the pick for another center or point guard. That would be a good case, but I don't know. And then this is where I really like, bro. I can't wait to see what the Knicks do with this because the Knicks have a back-to-back. The Knicks have the 24th and the 25th pick. And look at all the guys they still have available on this board. So the one thing that was bugging me during the playoffs was Jalen Brunson was the only guard out there that was doing his thing. So obviously you take a guard. So I think no matter what, Carlton Carrington, who I classify as another Tyrese Maxey, should be a Knick. I feel like you take this guy no matter what, make him a Knick. Now you have the back-to-back pick, so now you can pick somebody else up. This is where I'd be thinking. Because now you have Carlton Carrington coming in for Jalen Brunson. You have Dante DiVincenzo, Alec Burks, Shake Milton, I guess. I don't know. You're good on shooting guards. That's what I'm basically trying to say. You have Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Jacob Toppin, who I think will be interesting. I like how they traded away Obi Toppin and got his brother right after. Then you have Bojan Bogdanovic. This is where I'm looking because Julius Randle, no matter what, you trade him. You got so far without him. He's Jalen Brunson 2.0. Yeah, I really like Carlton Carrington. I wish he was higher on the board, but I like him going to the Knicks. I think he's good for the culture. If I'm the Knicks, I'm trading Julius Randle, and I'm getting another forward because look, they already have a lot of good centers. Mitchell Robinson's probably coming back healthier than ever. So now, what do you do here? Because a lot of these forwards are really good. Even Jalen Tyson right here is a really good, like, all-around guy. He's a shooting guard. So he can play the guard and the forward. I would look at him too, but I'm looking here. Now, if Julius Randle is gone, what is the next best thing? Because Tid Jane can shoot. Tyler Smith can somewhat shoot too, but he's good defensively. These guys give you energy. Keyshawn George is a good pickup too for the Knicks. I wouldn't be mad at any of these four. Johnny Furphy, really good plug-in guy. I think he's a system player. I see him as not like Royce O'Neal, but I feel like he could be like, you could put him on any team and he could play really well for them, is what I'm trying to say. Oh no, I mean Mark Sears from Alabama is a Brunson 2.0. Wish he stayed in the draft. Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about Carlton Carrington. I love Carlton Carrington. What do you do here? I feel like you go for the one person who's going to be good for this team. Who's going to... Actually, you know what? Don't go for these guys because you already have OG Anunoby. And you already have Bojan Bogdanovic. And you have Josh Hart. Don't go for these guys. I say look at these two. Tid Jane and Tyler Smith. Do I take a risk on the G League or do I go for the France dude? Because these overseas players have been going crazy lately. I wanted to take Tid Jane over for the Kings earlier. That was the only other team I thought Tid Jane would be good for. But I feel like the Knicks would do pretty well with him. So you know what? If I'm the Knicks, I'm taking Tid Jane. Draft. Boom. Welcome to the Knicks. The Washington Wizards back on the clock. So we picked up Donovan Clingan, which I think was the best pickup for them. What do you do here? If I am the Washington Wizards. Now, I keep hearing stuff about Kyle Kuzma maybe leaving. I don't know how true that is. I know that the guards suck Now you have Donovan Clingan, and you have Marvin Bagley III and Richaun Holmes. Those guys are secured. Jordan Poole's a guard that's secured, but he's an idiot. So now what do you do at this point? Do you get a Keyshawn George? Do you get a Johnny Furphy? What's his name? Denny Advia. He can fill in for Kyle Kuzma's position. He's a really good rebounder, really good system player. He can play in anybody's system. Anybody's. Corey Kispert, really good three-point shooter. Bilal Coulibaly. You're a team of forwards. It's a team of forwards. Best player takes along. You know what? Yeah. Kind of wanted another guard. I was looking at Jalen Tyson for them. But you know what? Go for Smith. The Minnesota Timberwolves, the 27th pick. And there's still some pretty decent guys on this team. Now, Mike Conley, Jordan McLaughlin, Monte Morris. I don't really like the guards here. Anthony Edwards, Nicolau Alexander, I like him. Forwards, you're fine. Power forwards, I'd trade Karl Anthony Towns. There's no reason to have Karl Anthony Towns on this team, man. There's no reason. Rudy Gobert did a better job. Naz Reid did a better job. There's just no reason to have Karl Anthony Towns on this team anymore. It's Anthony Edwards' team. I don't know why. I just don't know why everybody, like, whenever I mention the idea, everybody's like, no, Cat can't go. He's non-existent. Like, it should have been Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns' team, but now it seemed like it was Ant and Rudy Gobert's team. That's embarrassing. So you trade him, open up your forward position. I'm looking at Keyshawn George or Johnny Furphy. I want to get a guard for them, like Jalen Tyson, but I don't know. You don't need Ryan Dunn. You have enough defense. To me, I'd either take Keyshawn George or Jalen Tyson. Yeah, there's nobody below that I really like at this position. So I am going to take... Yeah, I feel like a shooter would be the best idea. Or Jalen Tyson, because he's creative. You know what? Yeah. I'm going for Keyshawn George. I'm going to take him 3-and-D. Oh, wow. The Denver Nuggets. So what do you need here? Reggie Jackson has been doing a good job as a backup. You may lose KCP this year because of money. You have Christian Braun, Justin Holiday. He's not bad. Then you have Michael Porter Jr., who's fine. Julian Strother, who's a really good shooter. And Peyton Watson. You're good there. Aaron Gordon. You don't even play these guys. And then, I forgot DeMarcus Cousins went there. DeAndre Jordan, I don't like him, so shoot. I think you got to get another forward. Would you get Johnny Furphy? Or would you get Ryan Dunn? Actually, no, don't get Ryan Dunn. You already have Payne Watson. Or would you make it interesting and get Jalen Tyson? I feel like Jalen Tyson would be good for this team. Either Johnny Furphy or Jalen Tyson. I like either one of these guys on Denver. Because I feel like Jamal Murray and Reggie Jackson do a good job here. Christian Braun does a good job coming in for even being a starter for KCP. Justin Holiday does a good job too. So I think you either get a power forward or get a backup center. Oh, shoot, I'm stupid. Where's the one guy? Where's DaRon Holmes? I'd get DaRon Holmes. I'd definitely take DaRon Holmes right here. Have him be a backup for Nikola Jokic. Space the floor a little bit more. I'd take DaRon Holmes. Utah is the 29th pick. Tyson has inflated stats because of bad teams. So we got Cody Williams here. So what do you take here? Do you take Johnny Furphy? Yes, you take Johnny Furphy with the 29th pick. Increase your forwards. Or would you take Jalen Tyson? Nah. I'm taking Johnny Furphy. Utah. And last but not least, the Boston Celtics. I want to pick on purpose, but let me actually think about this. Let me be as fair as possible. Now, Jalen Tyson didn't. So he's a Cal dude. Jalen Brown didn't. Jalen Brown go to Berkeley too? Would you want to get another Jalen Brown? Get a Jalen Tyson? Would you pick? Would you pick Ryan Dunn, who's an absolute lockdown on defense? Can't shoot though. That's the problem. But he is defense, and that's what they always look at. Or would you get another Peyton Pritchard, Peyton Sanford? Honestly, if I'm them, I'm looking at Ryan Dunn or Jalen Tyson. And if I'm them, I actually might go with Jalen Tyson. You already got a big. And I mean, you already got another defensive guy. What was his name? Jordan Walsh. You have Jordan Walsh. And Jordan Walsh is good defensively. So I'd get Jalen Tyson here. Get a guard. And boom. That was our mock draft. Let's do a little thing real quick. At number 1, we took Alex Zar. Makes sense for the Hawks. I don't know why they would pick anybody else. Number 2, I just really feel like the Wizards need to look at a big. There's no reason to look at forwards, in my opinion. You already have enough. Maybe a guard, but Donovan Clingan makes so much sense for me to go to the Wizards. Number 3, Rob Dillingham. Lou Williams. I feel like he'd be a good backup for Fred VanVleet. Number 4, Reed Shepherd. I just don't understand why you picked Topic here. Reed Shepherd's the guy. He's the next Stephen Curry, if we're being real. Detroit Pistons, Zachary Risacher. I think they should trade the pick, but honestly, Risacher would work well with Cade Cunningham, spot up threat. Dalton Connect to the Charlotte Hornets. Makes sense. Put scorers all around LaMelo Ball since he's a playmaker. And Trey Mann. I could see Terrence Shannon Jr. I actually have to see his tape, to be honest, but Matas Buzelis, I kind of want to see him as a Larry Bird position. Not Larry Bird talent-wise, but Larry Bird position as a wing. Tall wing, 6'10", get your rebounds and score. Nikola Topic at 8, because there's no reason for the other teams to take Nikola Topic. I don't understand why he's regarded as highly as he is, but Spurs need a playmaker, and he's one of the best ones in this draft. Ron Hall on the Memphis. I think they should trade the pick, but if they use the pick, makes sense. Cody Williams to Utah. Zach Edey to Chicago. Makes perfect sense to me. Kyle Filipowski to OKC. That's the most obvious draft pick right there. And if you don't take him, you're going to regret it. Stephen Castle to the Kings. I think he'd be a good backup for De'Aaron Fox. Jacoby Walter to the Blazers. Shooter. Need that. Devin Carter to Miami Heat. Weird, but okay. Tristan da Silva to the Sixers. I really like that. He could definitely play really well with Joel Embiid. Yves Missy to the Lakers, even though we're going to trade the pick, so that doesn't really matter. Jared McCain to the Orlando Magic. Can open the floor so much for Paolo. It's not even funny. Kevin McCullough to the Raptors. 3-and-D shooter. Experience, why not? Isaiah Collier to the Cleveland Cavaliers. There's going to be a lot of scorers on this team. You're gonna need a playmaker if Darius Garland leaves or if Donovan Mitchell goes. If Donovan Mitchell goes, it's a whole different situation. Kello Ware to the Pelicans. Get a center who is tall again, who can score skillfully. Why not? Tyler Kolek to the Suns. Makes perfect sense to me. You need a point guard. And why not go young? That's perfect dude for you. Bobby Clinton, man, I need to see more tape on him, but I know he's tall and he's got energy, so it makes sense for him to go to the Bucks. Think that he'd be really good, and I think Giannis would buff him up too. Carlton Carrington to the Knicks. I really like that. I really feel like he's gonna be. I really feel like he be good for the future of the Knicks, because if Jalen Brunson were to ever go down, I feel like he'd learn from it, and he could be an Emmanuel Quigley or Tyrese Maxey for them, in my opinion. I feel like he could. He plays like him, so I think he's perfect for the Knicks. Tidjane Salon, what I've seen from him, he's decent defensively, plays long, but he can shoot. He can. I think he's 35 or 36% from three, and that's pretty good for his size. So I like that. And I think he's definitely going to be a step up from Julius Randle, who's selfish and self absorbed. I think he's a team player. That's what I'm trying to get at. Tyler Smith to the Wizards. I don't really care about that pick. I just don't really see too much with it. Keyshawn George to the, what was that, Minnesota? Could space the floor, shoot, probably be a good person next to Anthony Edwards and Rudy. DaRon Holmes to the Denver Nuggets. I think that's perfect. I think that is actually perfect because Brody, I don't know why people don't like him that much. I think he's really good. I honestly thought I saw shades of Anthony Davis in him. I think if you have a person like that coming in for Nikola Jokic, I think Denver's going to be good. I think they will if they get him. Johnny Furphy to Utah, I think that's going to be okay. And then that gives them room to do whatever they want with John Collins. And Jalen Tyson to the Celtics. I don't care because I hate the Celtics, but I think if I'm being a real fan, I think he'd actually be a good person for him. I think that his creativity opens the floor up and helps them form a future with the Celtics, especially if they win the championship this year. That'd be perfect. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this mock draft and leave some comments down below. Let's get some 2K.